What does that mean I'm going to have to do, Wes, if I'm thinking about a literary analysis? What does it mean for me to be doing literary analysis? What does that involve? What am I going to have to do?
Analyze text and you focus on
Good. I analyze the text. Beautiful. This is for you, C. Burns. Analyze the text by focusing on theme. If you don't have that note down, go ahead and jot it down to make sure that you remember. With literary analysis, remember, I'm looking deep, right? It's a close analysis. So I'm digging deep into the text for meaning such as theme. Anybody remember anything else that's characteristic of a literary analysis essay? What else lets me know I'm writing a literary analysis essay? What other type of questions? What other type of things might I have to do and or include? Only 2 people know? Let's snap and track Joe E. for his leadership. See what he has to share with us today. Snapping and tracking Joe E. Yeah, I have to pull evidence from the text, right? I have to use evidence in order to even explain my analysis. Did you have something else you wanted to add, Isaiah? Yep, what is it? Anything else we need to remember about literary analysis?
So, the theme, focus on a theme and some character.
Yep, so if I'm not focusing on theme, I might be focusing on what, Isaiah? Character what?
Character,
Character starts with a D?
develop.
Yeah, character development, right? Good. Thank you, Isaiah, for that. Yep, Wes, did you have something else? You had a question?
and focuses on author portrays something and that's it.
Yeah. So not so much of what you think, but you have to prove how the author reveals, right, or conveys a theme or a message. Beautiful. What about an argumentative essay? What's the difference between that and an argumentative essay? What is an argumentative essay? Snapping and tracking Alexis Handy in the back.
Like an argumentative essay is for you to state your own claim and it's your own opinion.
Good. I'm oftentimes gonna have to state I'm gonna switch up where you said, well, claim works, right? State my claim or position about a topic. Right? That's huge. That's important. Nice, Alexis. Well done. What else? What else do I have to think about in an informational text if I'm writing an argumentative essay? Snapping and tracking Marlon D.
You gotta pull your point.
I have to pull it apart, and what do you mean by pull it apart?
I say prove your point.
I have to prove my part. How am I going to prove my point? Using?
Other than.
Yeah, I have to use evidence. Yep. And as Joe just pointed out, right, remember, evidence is the big thing that is is similar between both of these types of essay, right? I have to use evidence, evidence, evidence. What else about an argumentative essay? Anything else that sets it apart from literary analysis? Zanaya? Yep, I will address the counter argument. Why do I address the counter argument, Zanaya?
Because you it's telling you which side you on, like to prove which side has better evidence I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, if I'm addressing the counter argument, right? Remember, the counter argument is telling me what the opposite side believes. So in order for me to make my position stronger, I'm going to start by probably telling you why the other side is wrong, and then I'll show you or prove to you, like Marlon said, using evidence as to why my position works or why it's better. Any questions about the difference between a literary analysis and argumentative type of essay? Okay, that was the first thing you guys are supposed to be able to do within your homework, but I noticed that we struggled a little bit with that. So let's go ahead and turn to the next page. We're going to do question number 3 together from your homework, and then I'll set each row up to practice one problem, and then we'll move on with today's prompt so we can get an idea of what a 2-passage prompt looks like. So go ahead and just give me a thumbs up when you're ready to roll with question number number 3. And beautiful. And if you would go ahead and read question 3 out loud for us, please. Thank you, Joe E. You're tracking on your page as he is reading aloud.
Think about the rules of alcohol and poverty. It really like alcohol or poverty have a stronger effect on children. Like in multi-category competitions events, the teacher with issue had a stronger effect on children's life. Provide reasons that support your opinion and use details from the past to help you convince your teacher to agree with you.
Nice. Good. Tracking up front. The first thing that I want to be able to understand is what type of prompt is this? So listen again as I'm reading it. I want you to think, does this match what we just jotted down for argumentative? Does this match what we just listed as literary analysis? It says, think about the roles of alcohol and poverty in Junior's life. Right? I want to actually go ahead and circle those in ideas because those are important ideas in the question that I'm going to have to address because the question starts off by telling me to think about these things. So I know that I'm a good writer because I know how to think, right? So if I'm having to think about something, I'm probably going to have to write about it. So think about the roles of alcohol and poverty in Junior's life. Then I get a question. It says, did alcohol or poverty have a stronger effect? So did alcohol or poverty have a stronger effect on Junior's life, right? Now it tells me to go ahead and write a multi-paragraph composition to convince your teacher which issue had a stronger effect on Junior's life. Before we continue, go ahead and make sure that you have the question annotated as I have on the front board. If we don't annotate the question, ladies and gentlemen, that means that we don't understand what it's asking us to do, right? Because in just a second, on the opposite side, we're going to draw a 4 square so we can start to think about how would I organize these ideas for my writing. Go ahead in the box to the right, draw your 4 square. Draw a blank 4 square. Okay. What type of prompt am I about to answer? What type of prompt am I about to answer? Am I looking at literary analysis or am I looking at writing an argumentative essay? Sit up straight, Ariam. Am I looking at an argumentative essay or am I looking at literary analysis? Only 4 scholars know. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Thank you, Kertisha. What about the right half of the room? Are we smarter on the left side than the right side? Adrian Calise? Snapping and tracking, Adrian Calise. What type of prompt is this, Adrian Calise? Is this literary analysis or is this an argumentative essay? Noise level 0, please. Arian, tracking Mr. Calise.
Argumentative.
Yes. How do you know that this is an argumentative essay?
Because it's giving you 2 sides and you have to choose them.
Yeah, it's giving you 2 sides and you have to choose. I'm glad you said 2 sides. So now that I know it's an argumentative essay, right? And now that I have my 4 square drawn, most of you drew that accurately. Right? Remember, the front board should always look like your piece of paper, or your piece of paper should always reflect what's on the front board. Right? I know that in the center goes what? Tell me, 2018? The introduction paragraph. Good. What goes inside of my introduction paragraph? Yes, tell me the first thing. Calvin Haley. Yeah, I need a hook. I need to make sure that my audience is interested in what I'm about to write. What else do I need after my hook? I need to give my reader something so they can understand where I'm coming from. Nimai, what do I call that? Not so much my thesis. That's my point. That's my main idea. Before I get to the main idea, right? Because remember, any articles that you all read or any passages that you guys read before your audience reads it, they don't know what's going on. So how do I let them know what's going on? I have to provide something for them. Anybody remember what that's called? It starts with a B. It starts with a B. It goes in my introduction paragraph. Let's see if you got it. No, it's called background. Everybody say background.
Oh, background.
Right? Who said, oh, background? Right? You have to give background information so our audience is not confused. Good, y'all knew that. And then what, Nimad, is the last thing? Yep, my thesis. All right, Adrian, back to you. You said that they give me two different ideas here, right? So obviously, if I'm writing an argumentative essay, I want to be able to explain both sides of the argument. All right, so help me set up my fourth square. What's the first thing that I should probably write about? They told me to think about two things in the prompt. This is what you should be doing when you see a prompt, right? Breaking it down, figuring out what are the things I have to cover. Majay, help us, please. Good. Why do you say how alcohol had effect on Junior's life? What two choices did they give us, Adrian?
Poverty and alcohol.
Yeah, I have to look at alcohol and poverty. So good, Majay. I can spend my first body paragraph looking at alcohol in Junior's life. Beautiful. Turn and tell your shoulder partner what goes in body paragraph 2 then. Turn and tell your shoulder partner what goes in body paragraph 2. What will go in body paragraph 2? Yep, write it. When you find it, write it.
Yeah, what's that?
I think it's gonna be how poverty has a strong effect on Junior's life.
Raise your hand if you know what goes in body paragraph number 2. Okay, snapping and tracking, DK. Brian, what idea goes in body paragraph number 2? What do I have to explain? Yeah, I need to explain the poverty in Junior's life, right? So first I talk about alcohol, then I talk about poverty, because remember a lot of times the writing prompt will help me think of ideas. So I need to draw my light bulb? Yes?
No.
Of course I do. Draw my little light bulb, right? Okay, as I'm looking through the prompt, I'm thinking about what ideas, how am I going to turn this into writing? Okay, so if you need to draw your little light bulb tomorrow to help it come on, if you need to pay your energy bill, make sure you pay it so the light bulb comes on tomorrow, not off. Yes, really. All right, here you go. So then the last one is body paragraph number 3. What's the last thing I have to make sure I do? There's a question in the prompt that I haven't answered yet. You said it was an argument, but I haven't stated my position yet. Where does that go? Snapping and tracking India.
You have to state your opinion.
Yeah, in body paragraph 3, right? Or else my essay is incomplete, right? Or else I'm not sticking to the topic. It says I have to make sure that I convince my teacher which issue had a stronger effect. So, explain which issue has the stronger effect. Okay, after I explain what issue or which issue has the stronger effect, then what do I want to do in the last box? Tell me in 2018. Yeah, I want to write my conclusion paragraph. What am I going to be aiming to do in my conclusion paragraph, Marlon? Yep, I want to restate my thesis so that the audience remembers my claim. Right? And this is persuasive, right? So my language when I'm writing should show that. Right? Which side do I believe and why? Okay, so this is kind of a review as to what your homework should have looked like. So I want you real quick, if you're in row 4, then you're going to complete number 4. You're going to work on this one with the people in row 3. So row 3 and row 4, you guys are going to work on question number 4 with your shoulder partner when I say go. And then rows 1 and 2, you guys can work on question 5. So you're going to start just how we did with circling the important words in the question. And then your ultimate product that you'll give me in the next 5 minutes is the actual foursquare that shows how you would plan this essay. Okay, quick questions, Kartisha? Yep, so after you tell me the type of essay, just on the right, how we did for this one, you're going to draw the foursquare in that blank and fill it out. Yep, you can do it in the backspace, so if it's larger, it's fine. Okay, over here we have question 5. Over here we have question 4. Go ahead and you may begin at a noise level 1. Start trying to talk to your shoulder partner. Yes, Aaron, give me a second, I'm coming.
Stacy's like, it's too small.
Alright. So the first one, I put the actions we take as food consumers and how it positively affect the environment.
I put in the second one, I put it how it helps the environment.
I put in the third one, I said, what can we do differently?
And a four.
Yeah, you gotta restate your thesis. People like that, so they won't.
Girl, nah.
Have you circled the important words in the question?
Oh,
Start there. Do I know what I'm looking for in this question? What is this question asking me to do?
read the prompt carefully. They don't really have that much.
They don't really have no keywords.
They don't really have much.
They don't have any keywords?
They do, but they don't have as many.
What does it say?
It says,
The question's right here. The second page.
write your.
Let's start from the beginning of number 5. It says, read the prompt carefully. Read it, please, Majay.
Read the prompt carefully and answer a multi-paragraph response. Be sure to support your answer with evidence from the text. For this question, write your answer in your writing book. According to the articles, what actions can we take as consumers to positively affect the environment? Explain how these actions will help the environment. Use details and evidence from both articles to support your answer.
Good. So according to the articles, what do I have to do? What's the first question they asked me to answer? It says,
What actions can we take as food consumers to
good. So
positively
I'm going to be looking for specific actions, right? Circle actions. What actions can we take as food consumers? Okay. To impact the environment, how? Positively impact the environment. Right? So I can kind of assume that perhaps in this article they're going to talk about some of the things that we do that have a positive impact, some things that have a negative impact. Here I want to focus on the positive. Good. And then it tells me to do what? What's the next piece? I have to make sure I explain. Put a box around explain because that's a direction, right?
how it helps the environment.
Explain. Good. Explain how these actions will help the environment. Now think about how do I spread that out across 5 paragraphs? How do I organize my thinking so that I'll be able to write?
One paragraph can be about how these actions help the environment. Alright.
Okay,
What's that
so
help?
I'm looking at the
I know the
vocabulary.
first paragraph. I can help with this last paragraph.
You know we skipped a part, right? The injury and that
I said it. I said it.
I know you didn't read it, but right now we're just finding out if this were our prompt, this is how we would be able to tackle it, right? Good. So they always explore the idea of beauty. Very nice. So I know my intro goes here, my conclusion goes there. This is the easy one. What do I have to do? Look at what idea? What idea? What idea am I exploring? Beauty and what prompts? Surround the bird track. So how might I plan that? How might I organize that? I'm coming to check your work, Marla. You have 1 minute and 15 seconds to finish your 4 square.
Adele Irish Pub salutes nominees to the St. Patrick's Day Hall of Fame. Congrats to the determined
Well,
no-time
first said,
Aaron Cole.
then one paragraph on one paragraph on beauty and which text. Where am I gonna get my evidence from? So, yep, one paragraph on each poem, and then the other paragraph is on the drum. I'm looking at one in all three of those paragraphs, right? I'm looking at, so the first one I use Psalm 130. The idea of beauty is Psalm 130. The idea of beauty is our old. The idea of beauty is
This
Psalm
could be the